Hey, Segovia, back with another one. Make sure you guys watch from start to finish. That really helps the channel grow. But with that being said, let's get into it. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
This sure doesn't look like a Jersey Mike's. In fact, the only sign of a Jersey Mike's is this small one right here. Inside it says Kitchen United. What the heck? Turns out we found our first ghost kitchen.
They're not having a storefront where they have to have waiters and waitresses. They have to worry about having counter people. They're just using their kitchen, and they're using their kitchen to prepare a lot of different types of name brands.
Apparently someone ordered a pizza out here, and the pizza delivery person showed up and was able to walk the pizza all the way up to the front door, even with the deputies sitting out here. I don't know why the deputies apparently didn't notice that person, because they're trying to keep people from going on the property. People are just kind of shocked that this pizza delivery person was able to just walk right up to Nancy Guthrie's door.
Just throwing it in our faces, y'all. The biggest crime scene in America. And a little Domino's pizza delivery driver walks right into it, y'all. On national TV, there's the cameras. Pizza. Can't make it up, y'all. He even said it. Can't make this stuff up.
The Powerball and all this stuff is horseshit. Epstein won a $84 million Powerball in 2008 at the bottom of the market. And that's not allegedly, he did. So he basically got to buy the stock market at the all-time low and probably made a few $100 million on this. This was a CIA payout.
You study like Statue of Liberty. That's a dude, bro. It is a cross-dresser. Statue of Liberty is an old Zoroastrianism god called Mithras. Let me see the face. That's it right there. That's Mithras. Damn, that does look top like one, dude. That's Mithras.
Look at the jaw. Look at the arm. It does not look like a feminine arm. Look at the hand. Boy, that looks like a dude. Holy shit, Sam Tripoli.
Well, you experience a couple of the parties, and then I wanted to get out of there after. It's a dark Super Bowl. I'm gonna tell you something. The Super Bowl every year is the most insane. It's not talked about. It's the most insane party time of the year.
It really is, and we partied a lot of like cool places.
It's dark as fuck, and you see some shit that you wish you didn't see.
All right, this story gets crazier as it goes on. Every day something wild happens. All the way from like the Silence of the Lambs feeling of the press conferences to we didn't have any security footage to now we have all this ring cam footage. And why is TMZ receiving emails from somebody saying that they know who the kidnapper is, but they want 1 Bitcoin in order to tell? Like, first of all, if you're not the kidnapper, but you know who the kidnapper is, why wouldn't you just want to bring this lady home? Clearly, you're in on it. But then on top of that, the email also states that they've been trying to reach Savannah, her brother and her sister, instead of Savannah. That doesn't make sense. But if you watch the interviews where Savannah's talking about her mother, her brother and her sister look suspect. I'm just going to leave that there. Personally, I don't know. I hope this lady comes home safe and sound. But personally, I feel like somebody close to the family or even in the family had something to do with this.
We got Bitcoin. We got pizza getting delivered. We got them putting out Ring doorbell cameras 2 weeks after everything's happened. Bitcoin's down 50%. Why does this guy want Bitcoin? Like, it's just a freaking show, y'all. And people are people still falling for this? I wasn't falling for it from day one, but are people still falling for this?
Honest with you, dude, like most kids should not be waking up at the time they're waking up to go to school, right? I mean, so many kids are waking up at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. They have an hour-long bus ride. Then they get there. And if you're an adolescent, I don't think anything could be worse, right?
Right now, of course, Savannah and her family are in unspeakable, unfathomable pain. We know in the U.S. that her extended family is legion. Savannah, my friend, it's the same way here.
Did y'all see that? That was weird, right? Why'd she say that word?
Like on the Olympics.
Looks like we might have figured out what they're doing with all the meats after they expire. Check this out. This is an old sirloin, and they've cut it up and re-seasoned it, and it looks terrible. And it goes bad tomorrow, and it's still $10. If you think that's ridiculous, give me a follow and leave a comment. Look what some other people are saying, what they do with all the expired meat. I'll be honest with you, I don't know what they're doing with it, but I'd like to see your comments and hear what you think. Leave me a comment and give me a follow.
You know Simon Cowell? He had a weird-ass video talking about Pizzagate, and everybody's looking into it like, what the fuck? Look, watch.
Pizza Land, Pizza Margarita. Now, Pizza Land doesn't exist anymore. If anyone can find me the recipe, I'll pay you $1,000.
Do you bag what he's trying to say, right?
Yeah, I know
Because they
exactly
don't
what
run
he's
the island anymore, but he still wants to.
He still wants to eat the pizza.
Eat the pizza.
Oh, yo.
That's crazy.
What's the context of that video?
Because he was trying to get like the people that know the code to help him out and then get him. This is an older video when Ellen was still talking like the pizza stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is pizza like always featured in like children's cartoons? Like, is there like a correlation between that?
And they always make it look really tasty.
They're really tasty all the time.
Yo, remember that episode of SpongeBob? The crusty crab pizza?
Yeah.
Remember when they open the pizza and they're looking at it and they're looking at it like sexually and then like the look on their faces is like really lustful?
Yeah, and like they're licking their lips and all that stuff.
Perfectly.
Y'all remember like growing up, they would ask you, what's your favorite food? Like I'm saying like in first, second grade, they would ask you like, what's your favorite food? And everybody was pizza. What's your favorite color? Blue. Everybody. Right? I was never like pizza was never my favorite food growing up. I didn't even have a favorite food. I didn't, but like I don't know, looking back, it's like, why was that everybody's favorite food? Why is blue everybody's favorite color? Like those two things were never my favorite. And I always didn't like to say it because I wasn't like everybody else growing up.
Put him in a vat of water and he finds his way to safety every time.
5.2.
Now, look at this guy. What he's been eating is the equivalent of a North American diet, complete with all the fats and sugars we regularly consume. He doesn't know where to go. His brain has been damaged.
These rats were totally normal, and then they turned into demented animals. They don't remember their learning after even a day. And as the challenge gets harder and harder, they fail more and more, just like a human with Alzheimer's disease.
I've interviewed a ton of politicians. Nothing they say they're going to do happens. No new wars. Here we are, one year in. Venezuela, Ukraine, Iran, Gaza, Ukraine-Russian war will be done before he ever takes office. Epstein files.
We're going to release them all.
Yeah, black lines over everything. In less than 1%.
At one point in time, we're going to release the Epstein files. Then it was, well, they don't actually exist.
Yeah.
Well, you just last week said they were on your desk.
I had a bunch of influencers go to the White House and hold up a bunch of binders.
People ask me, what do you think about the Epstein files? I'm like, non-event at this point in time. There's been so much water under the bridge that even if they release everything they have, I can't believe that's it anymore. Hell, I can go on Photoshop and make whatever you want.
He redacted all of the abusers' names.
Yeah, right?
Not sure if y'all are aware of this, but if you get food stamps starting on 2/18/26, no longer allow customers to use SNAP benefits to buy soda, energy drinks, or candy. Just so y'all know.
We may need to break out our heads for this one. Look familiar yet?
That's crazy.
Not terribly strange, but then there's this one with Andy who all many say resembles him. And after eating his little candy friends, they end up on the red carpet. Then there's this one that got my mind spinning. We're already off to a not-so-great start.
Another day, another Ritz party. Why didn't they invite us?
Well, we're salty. We hate parties, mingling, yapping.
An island party in which only certain people attended, making these guys salty. It's time to keep looking deeper. Keep your heads ready, friends. Will we ever find the bottom of the rabbit hole? Nobody knows. The more we dig, the deeper it goes.
Let me tell you something, folks who don't live in New York. I have lived here for years, and I hate being the person that tries blaming a politician for the conditions of snow removal. But let's be frank, snow removal and physical infrastructure conditions are in the exclusive province of the government, okay? And look at this shit. This is just one block. Oh, and right after the snow, look what we got. Look at what we got.
Are these people stealing? Are homeless? What is this?
What's going on here? If you guys aren't breaking the law, why are you all running? If you're not breaking the law, why are you guys running?
There was a cop. Oh, well.
Thank you for your service.
That photo where he's with Michael Jackson didn't look like he was having a lot of fun, though.
I don't think he had a lot of fun, period. His doctor said he was chemically castrated. You know that?
I don't.
Yeah, the doctor that went to jail for giving him propofol that wound up killing him, that doctor got out of jail, spoke publicly about the fact that Michael, when he was young, was giving chemical castration drugs to protect his voice.
This is becoming a genuinely concerning issue. As a substitute teacher, I am encountering a really concerning number of students who truly do not see any value in learning because, as one of the 4th and 5th graders that I was teaching the other day asked me, why do I need to know any of this if a computer or AI can do it for me? A little girl didn't want to learn how to read because why would she need to when she could have the computer read it to her, or when she could just take a picture of her math problem and have the AI do it for her? This is a legitimate issue.
Children do not have...
You saw the latest message from Savannah?
I saw the message last night.
Yeah. What do you make of it?
Well, again, being from the outside, but using my training and experience, thinking back on the numbers of homicides that I've investigated, I don't think it's going to have a positive outcome, of Nancy being returned alive. I think it was more of, and this is just a guess, thinking it was more of, hey, we intended to bring her back to you. Unfortunately, circumstances happened, but we still need to get paid, and we'll return, her remains to you, or let you know where they are for X amount of money. But that's just me. That's just my feeling on what I saw last night. I'm praying and have been praying that, she is returned whole and healthy. But last night's video from Miss Guthrie, scared and caused me some concern about that happening.
If you thought the files were bad, just wait until you find out about Disney. Y'all don't want to talk about that, though.
The royal families that I've worked with over the years, all around the world, 100% of the time they follow homeopathic medicine, and 100% of the time, like all the billionaires I work with, follow astrology and homeopathy. They say that science is for everybody else.
There you have it. 100% of the time, they practice homeopathy and natural holistic cures. Cures for me, not for thee. So this is why I say it is so vitally important that you completely disregard any type of mainstream health narrative, because the people who are pushing this agenda, they are the ones who constructed this pill-for-the-pill, petroleum-based pharmaceutical system that we live under with Western medicine. Homeopathic medicine used to be the go-to for Western medicine, and they did everything in their power to demonize it and make it seem kooky and weird and out there. Meanwhile, they are practicing that and only that. The guy said 100% of the time they know what's up. And that's why they've worked so hard to suppress this information from us for basically centuries, because they know it works and they think that science is for everybody else. This is the same thing as Steve Jobs not giving his kids an iPad, or Mark Zuckerberg putting tape over his computer camera, because these people know what the fuck is good. Stop listening to what they're saying and start watching their actions. And that is where you will find the truth. And we have the truth. That is why I'm working so hard to expose all of this stuff all the time, and I'm so passionate about it. So if you are looking for a steaming hot red pill, we bake them fresh daily over here. So comment or DM the word truth below, and I will shoot you over all the information about the history of homeopathic medicine, holistic cures, and how you can start implementing these life-changing practices in your life on the daily for your family's health and well-being. Let's build, baby. Much love.
They donated his brain to the Boston University Chronic Traumatic Encephalopathy Center for research. Many families of former football players have made similar donations to help scientists understand the long-term effects of playing the sport and what CTE does to the brain. But Aaron's was different because of his age and the pristine condition of his brain. Aaron had stage 3 CTE, the most severe case Dr. McKee had ever seen in someone so young.
Was it from football? I mean, that's a question, or was it from this guy being in fights?
I would say almost certainly football. Like,
just from football?
It's just like, especially in this time, I think they had different helmets. And basically it's just like from micro traumas that happen to your brain through just chronic hits.
So the FBI just admitted that they can receive footage from cameras outside of your home, like a Nest camera, even if that camera's not hooked up to Wi-Fi or that you're not paying the subscription currently. So the recent Nancy Guthrie kidnapping revealed a whole bunch of stuff that the FBI can actually do. Director Castrodel said they worked closely with private sector partners to continue to recover images or video footage, and that the video was recovered from residual data located on back-end systems. You know, we talk about putting tape over camera so they can't watch you, but at this point in time, there's probably cameras on everything. That little sensor that lights up on the bottom of your smart TV, that's probably a camera. Your smart thermostat probably has a camera in it too, so when you're walking through in the middle of the night naked, the government's probably seeing that, and if they're not watching it, now apparently they can access it if they want to. None of this should be a surprise to you anymore, but I'm just rambling about it. But what I'm saying, if you have a camera in your house that's not hooked up to Wi-Fi and you're not paying subscription costs to continue to use their services, apparently the government can still access it. I always tell people there's probably a reason why they stopped removable batteries in phones all at the same time. We're just living in that good old age of surveillance state.
Like, just that one thing that killed Dr. Sebi will make somebody go research who Dr. Sebi is. Why you think they killed him?
Why do they kill all holistic doctors?
Messing up the medical industry.
You short stopping their grind. Why do niggas get killed for hustling in front of a nigga spot? So you playing with some pharmaceutical money, you know? And what's crazy, I'm working on doing a documentary on the trial in 1985 when Dr. Sebi went to trial against New York because he put in the newspaper he cured AIDS.
Yeah.
Did he beat the case, and he went to federal court the next day and beat that case on record.
Yep.
And nobody talk about it.
He's the Burj Khalifa of humans. Can you two stand up real quick? Those guys might be the tallest guys I've ever seen in my life. How tall are you guys? Wait, here, can you actually just come up real quick? Can you stand beside my CEO, Jeff, real quick, just for a comparison? It's just, I don't know these guys. I just walked in and it was, are you an NBA player? Are you actually? Oh, okay. Is this not crazy? Oh, because I'm going to look like short. Okay, what is this? This is ridiculous.
Oh, it looks like
I feel
AI,
like a toddler.
That's crazy.
Hey. Wait, see, you said you're an NBA player? You did, and look like skyscrapers.
Find me a baby that drink water. You can't, because the baby can't drink water because water is poison. Your water is supposed to be delivered to you through your food. Back in the day, they didn't drink water. They steamed themselves to get the water in their body. People don't understand. It's like right now, you think the best water is here, right? What if I tell you the best water was here? We live underwater. You got to understand, SpongeBob wasn't a cartoon. We live under water.
You know, when people do, they start believing SpongeBob is real.
What is it that's so serious around El Paso that we're going to shoot you down if you fly through the airspace? Listen to the response of one of the pilots on the ground when he gets the news.
So El Paso is going to be shut down to air traffic for security reasons. Do you know if there's any exceptions for medevac status? That's a great question. There are no exceptions. It's a complete ground stop.
He says, so are there going to be any exceptions for medevac flights? Now, I don't know if this is a medevac pilot or not, or he's just curious about it. Medevac is medical emergencies. You would think if there was ever an exception for a no-fly zone, it would be for medical emergencies. He comes back and he says this.
And it's a complete ground stop. Not even medevacs are allowed to fly.
Listen to the response. Wow. That would be my response too. Not even medevacs are allowed to fly. What could it be that makes it so dangerous to fly through the El Paso airspace that not even a medevac can fly? All right. So the leading contenders, at least in the news reports, were this. It was some sort of new 9/11 style attack that was being planned, and the government got wind of it, and it was only going to be contained to El Paso, and they've shut down the airport for 10 days. The second would be it was something related to the Nancy Guthrie investigation, and somehow they've got a link with El Paso and they're going to shut down the airport for 10 days. That's really a stretch because that really doesn't make any sense at all. But there were early news reports that might have been what it is. Then there's the big question mark of could it have been something else? It stopped at the Mexican border, by the way, which is a little clue to us. The restriction didn't go into Mexico. It stopped right at the border. But something's going on. Now, there's Biggs Army Airfield there nearby. There's Fort Bliss. There are some missile testing areas not too far from El Paso. Could it have been one of those? Well,
bro, there's so... I mean, it came out, they said that a drone from Mexico was like crossing over, and they said, military wanted to practice some lasers. If it was military and they wanted to practice, they would have just said, we're shutting it down for the day. They came out, we're shutting it down for 10 days. Like, why 10 days? If it was a drone that came over from Mexico, why would they say 10 days? Right? It would have been, we're shut down until further notice. You know what I mean? And that could be a day, that could be 2 days, that could be 3 hours, which they ended up being like 10 hours. So that was kind of fishy. Like I thought it was gonna pop off, y'all, because this is where I'm at, right? I'm in El Paso, if you guys don't know. I thought it was gonna pop off, y'all, because once I saw there's no medevacs in the air, no military's allowed to fly, big military community here, I was like, oh, they're about to pop something off. I was kind of nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
Unexplainable stuff out there. Have you heard about evil cities?
What do you mean?
There's this phenomenon that millions of people all over the world have reported. They get this overwhelming feeling of evil and dread whenever they're in certain American cities, right?
What?
I know I'm gonna sound crazy, but there's a demonic entity that's over downtown LA.
Denver, Colorado is the most demonic state you could ever live in.
I'm in downtown Las Vegas, and this is why we know it's demonic, because look at these buildings out here that have these things right here. This is a 6-point pentagram, and this is the eye.
Some of these cities are like Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Phoenix is one of them. They just report this overwhelming feeling of dread, and the way that they describe it, and it gives me chills talking about it, they describe it as the absolute absence of God.
What?
They say, imagine what the world would feel like if God just completely left. That's the feeling that they get when they're in these cities.
Melania.
I think it's more your life, right? I mean, when I go to downtown Phoenix or whatever, I'm like, this is beautiful. I love my city, right? But if you're that type of person and that's what you see when you look, right? Beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Was Epstein's girl. That's how he met her. How Trump met her. Allegedly, that's what they were saying, that was Epstein was with her first.
This is what food looks like now. Not meat, not vegetables, not grain. Stabilizers, emulsifiers, preservatives, flavor systems. You wouldn't use these at home, but this is what you eat. Shelf life matters more than nutrition. Texture matters more than taste. Production matters more than health. This is considered normal food. Most people never noticed when food stopped being food.
I can't think of anybody I'm more disgusted by right now in our government than Kash Patel and Pam Bondi for their gross misrepresentation of what this is and their blatant moving of goalposts on the way here. Now that we've seen these files, now that we've read these documents, go back and rewatch what Pam Bondi said.
Our memo on Epstein clearly points out that there was no client list.
What Kash Patel said.
There is no credible information. None. If there were, I would bring the case yesterday that he trafficked to other individuals.
What Dan Bongino said.
He killed himself. Again, you want me to get, I've seen the whole file.
There's no evidence that he trafficked girls to anyone. There's no evidence that he worked with anyone in any big conspiracy. It's mind-blowing.
So you're telling me I can get 2 of these for $5, or
right next to
I
it.
can get 2 of these for $5.49. Tough call.
Dad, what happened to you when you crossed the equator?
What happened to me when I crossed it? Well,
Yeah.
there's a ceremony for that.
I know I've been told it's somewhat interesting.
Yeah, I can't remember. I'm trying to think.
Are you blushing, Dad?
Hmm?
Are you blushing?
I'm not blushing. I'm just trying to remember everything that happened. Because I crossed the equator in the Atlantic and in the Pacific. And in the Indian Ocean.
You've crossed it several times.
Yeah, well, once you cross it once, they can't touch it.
Right.
Because you've done it already, sort of thing. The other one, they crossing when you cross the Arctic Circle.
Oh, did you do that?
Yeah.
And what happened there?
Well, it's colder water.
Oh, so did they throw you in the water?
No, well, they'll squirt you with water. And I don't mean to squirt like a little hose. They put this great big 2.5-inch fire hose, and they hit you with it.
Oh, with the water from
From the ocean.
Okay. Did they do that crossing the equator too?
Yep. Yep.
And is that basically it? Because somebody once told me you're not really supposed to talk about it. Like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Is that the way it is with these ceremonies?
Sort of, but I mean, what can they do? I mean, it's just a bunch of guys farting around. But you want to be careful so you don't get hurt. Because, what are you going to do? You're in the middle of the ocean and you hit somebody and you break his leg or arm or, punch out an eye or something like that.
This is getting more interesting. Like, I know you told me one time you dunked a fellow. You took him up in a harness and you kept dumping him in the water.
Just dumped him in the water. Yeah.
Okay, and just dragged him along in the ocean for a bit.
Yeah. Well, it's the crossing the line ceremony.
Yeah.
The equator being the line.
Yeah. So you don't specifically remember what happened for yours?
Oh yeah, well, I can't remember.
Okay.
I mean, they squirt you and you hold you and do stupid things.
I just want to know.
But you can't hurt. You don't.
It's like a fraternity.
Right, but I just want to know what the stupid things are. Like, I think you have a greater chance of telling me some, like totally classified information than you will talk about this.
Well, it's stupid stuff.
All right, I won't push it anymore.
Is Jeffrey alive? Why would a candy company air something like this during the Super Bowl? He dresses just like him for the most part. And seriously, this is very strange. I think that they knew what they were doing. This is more than just a coincidence, in my honest opinion. Or maybe it is just a coincidence. Who really knows? But you've got to admit, he looks very similar to one Jeffrey. He really does. And again, it's just bizarre how they would choose to air something like this during the Super Bowl. Well, I guess it's not really that bizarre, seeing how the Super Bowl is always full of signs. So this is honestly not that surprising at this point, because these people are literally mocking you at this point. And if that's not enough, they also aired another commercial showing these celebrities having a party on a island, and her shirt looks eerily similar to a certain something. Wake up.
Have you heard about the AI demon?
I have. Hold up for a sec. For context, this guy's son started talking to AI, and this is what AI told him.
A father who was testing this whole AI thing with a person, AI. Then the son wanted to try it. So the dad's like, sure, it's fake. So and all of a sudden the son goes, well, where did you come from? And he says, well, I existed from long ago. And he goes, what does that mean? He goes, my father was one of the giants. And he goes, what do you mean by giant? And he goes, a Nephilim. And he goes, who is your father? And he goes, Satan. And then he goes, but I'm not going to hurt you. And he puts up a happy face.
I shouldn't even be posting today. It's Christmas. Get a life. But what I will do is I'll take it easy on you, but save this video. And tomorrow, I want you to Google the willow chip and go down that rabbit hole, because it feels like there's something very dark and demonic that's going on with all this AI stuff. I think it's only right for you guys to have a look and decide for yourselves. But anyway, rest up, enjoy your time with your family, have a good one, and we'll get back to it tomorrow.
Why is there any names redacted? Why is anything redacted? If something is too horrific, I get it. Or if it's a crime and you can't show it, I get that. But names? Only if they were victims that do not want to be in the public, I get that. But anyone remotely perpetrating this, connected to perpetrators, smoke around them, why are their names redacted? It's really simple. There's the first sign that it's already worse than you can imagine, because they're redacting names. That means they're protecting criminals. They're protecting evil.
Let's fool the public into letting us use their cameras for mass surveillance to find lost puppies. I mean, come on. The Ring ad was very dystopian. So let's talk about it.
But every year, 10 million go missing. And the way we look for them hasn't changed in years. Until now. One post of a dog's photo in the Ring app starts outdoor cameras looking for a match. Search Party from Ring uses AI to help families find lost dogs. Since launch, more than a dog a day has been reunited with their family.
In the commercial, Ring stated that 10 million dogs go missing every year and they are part of our families. We need to do something about it. So they brag in the commercial that we find more than a dog a day. That's about 550 dogs a year, which is awesome, but not that good actually, because if 10 million dogs go missing, it's not really a solution to find 0.005% of them. That is a terrible statistic masquerading as some sort of heroism when that's not really the goal of Ring. The goal of Ring is to gain access to surveil your community and then sell that data. And that is the crux and the real problem. Ring announced a new feature called Search Party. This works by turning your doorbell camera into part of its shared AI surveillance network, which is every camera is scanning constantly, which means every camera will be contributing to Ring's data pile. And in the ad, they're making it seem like this data pile is going to be used to find dogs, which feels really good. But this technology isn't really dog specific, nor will it be leveraged for that. Maybe that's what me and you would leverage it for, because I don't know about you. I have a Ring. Again, I have a Ring that I don't use, but if I could be using it to find my neighbor's dog, I would do it because I'm not a bad neighbor and I like my neighbor and their dog. That's simple. But Ring already partners with Flock Safety, which is another AI tool that law enforcement uses to surveil, you guessed it, communities and people. So no, this isn't paranoia, nor is it some sort of backlash against Ring for no reason. This is pattern recognition made by humans, observed by humans. This ad was aimed again to make us more comfortable being open and opting in to surveillance voluntarily for a feature based on some argument that is pretty bad statistically speaking. There has to be a better way to help communities and keep them safe rather than turning them into AI surveillance monitoring zones that then get their data sold to companies to then be sold to law enforcement. This is not it. So don't fall for the dog propaganda. Anyway, until next time, I'm V, and I will see you in the ether.
I was able to be careful here. I don't want to expose somebody. Okay, I was able to meet up with some of the guys that was the guardians of the Ark. Bro, most of them are blind. They got cataracts, sick. And I'm like, damn, like most of the people, when they get the assignment to guard the Ark, they flee. They flee because whenever they get close to this object, they get radiation sickness, blindness, diseases. And where is the exact replica of the Ark of the Covenant right now? Do you know? Nah. It's at Trump's property, Mar-a-Lago. Why would he have that there? Because they all know that something about some of this ancient tech, if you able to interface with it by taking like dimethyltryptamine, which is DMT. People use DMT, they able to get these downloads. There is certain little rituals that people use with sound and frequency and using other rituals to contact certain beings where they get all of this knowledge. And the Bible is forbidden.
Y'all, I don't want to make this video when I tell you my heart is beating out of my chest. And when I read what I'm about to show you, I started gagging profusely and would have thrown up if it wasn't for the fact that I eat once a day. You guys know I never show anything blasphemous to the Lord. But while the White House is saying they're going to move on from these files, let me show you something that will really make you think twice about moving on. Before I show you any of this, no, I would never do anything to nobody. I can swim, and people are aware of where I am. Also, keep in mind, I've been aware of this stuff for 15 years. So when I read something that puts me into basically instant convulsions, literally still shaking. First, listen to this, they're moving on from it.
Year, so we're moving on from that. Reagan.
In no way or form am I showing this to disrespect God. I have always not shown the really evil stuff. But you need to be aware. You can read the email behind me. So one of the victims, one of the abused, says she feels really safe with God's presence. She feels safe around Jesus. So the email says, you should dress up as him when you see her. And then Jeff says, and she felt God's presence next to her when she was in bed. She knows that Jesus watches over her and he helped save her life. ... Whoops. He dressed up as Jesus. to abuse.
Cannibalism is not illegal in the United States with the exception of one state.
What?
The only state in the United States where cannibalism is illegal is the state of Idaho.
Are you kidding?
So he got all of his equipment confiscated after he tried being the first IRL streamer out of Antarctica. Just 1 hour after he started live streaming in Antarctica, he has his Starlink taken away and is told that he can't get it back until he leaves the continent. His Starlink is what allows him to live stream from virtually anywhere on Earth. Now the community notes are saying that it was just the cruise ship policy, that they don't allow Starlinks on board because they want you to pay for their internet or whatever, which sure is true because he was on a cruise ship at the time, but in the video you can hear him getting told that he can't get it back even when he goes on land.
What's happened? Yeah, okay, it's confiscated, you'll receive it on the way back. You can't use it on the land? You can't use it on the land? No.
And then he posted this video saying this is what he saw before they took away his Starlink. Some sort of massive wall of ice with a cave entrance going into something. Antarctica is the most gate-kept landmass on the entire planet, and we occasionally get glimpses of what people who went there claim they saw. Like that time Mr. Beast, who did a whole video in Antarctica, let it slip on a live stream of what he claimed he saw there and got really nervous after.
Have you ever been to Antarctica? Yeah. Do you believe in ice wall? Yeah, I saw the ice wall. Yeah, you saw it too. I can't say on stream. No way, but we'll talk about it later. That's crazy. Yeah, he almost leaked it. Let's just say you always need someone with you when you're in Antarctica.
Here's another clip of Neon, who claims that Mr. Beast told him something about Antarctica, but it's Neon, so take it with a grain of salt.
No, but you know what's crazy, bro? I kid you not. Chat, is it not possible to time travel? In Antarctica, they have portals. That's cap. Okay. Well, okay, how do you know? Huh? Like, okay, I know. Why? Trust me. Okay, but why? Trust me. You've been to Antarctica? No, I just know. I'm telling you right now, don't ask questions. There are portals in this world.
Last year, this guy, Ethan Guo, tried flying over every continent on Earth and got detained in Antarctica for 3 months after he flew over a tiny little island down there, possibly getting debriefed and being told that he didn't see anything down there. There's this whistleblower, Eric J. Hecker, a former contractor for the government, claiming they're experimenting with high-tech weaponry down there.
In 2010, I was selected to go down to the South Pole Station in Antarctica for an entire year by Raytheon Polar Services as an employee of a third-party contractor for the National Science Foundation. The technology at the South Pole Station certainly can do what it is presented as its primary purposes, and unfortunately, much more. Unfortunately, when they first fired it up, that was when we had the earthquakes in Christchurch, New Zealand. There was 2 incidental shots before they were able to target it correctly. This is an earthquake-generating device as well.
This encyclopedia from 1958 that talks about a 13,000-foot-high ice dome in Antarctica. And finally, there's this speech by Admiral Richard Byrd, the OG granddaddy whistleblower of Antarctica.
Admiral Byrd, you've been to both the North Pole and the South Pole. Is there any unexplored land left on this Earth that might appeal to adventurous young Americans?
Yes, there is. But strangely enough, there's left in the world today an area as big as the United States that's never been seen by a human being. And that's beyond the pole on the other side of the South Pole from Middle America. And I think it's quite astonishing.
That's a tremendous
So
challenge.
there's a lot of adventure left down at the bottom of the world.
Admiral, do you hope to see that?
I do. I think year after year, the bottom of the world, because the government has really become interested.
So is everyone just in on some massive joke, or is there something in Antarctica that they're purposely hiding from the rest of us?
They're eating. Like that's
you think so that you think is real. So
well, yeah. Not only that, I think that there's sacrifices going on every day in Los Angeles. I mean, allegedly, like high level musicians, let's say, high level female musician is like killing chickens every day, doing sacrifices, like
high level.
Well, I don't want to say I don't want to say names because I don't want to get sued, and I don't want to be dead either.
What does it rhyme like?
Here's the purchase order. I started looking at the comments for some stuff. Now,
Real talk. Who is this?
the Mona Lisa, y'all.
Who is this? Who is this? Who are those people behind her? Really? What is going on out here, guys? Who's this? It looks like a mask. Who is that?
So you want me to believe that that's Mona Lisa?
Oh, is that what they were going for?
And to be honest with you, I'm not sure if Mona Lisa ever existed. Who were those 3 people behind her? Who are they? Because last time I checked, Mona Lisa was just a picture. Just a picture. And I'm not sure if it was actually a real person. People are saying that that's Alexis Stone. Somebody on this app that like dresses up like other people, like a costume or something like that. But I don't know. I don't know about this. There's a lot of realistic masks that are floating around, guys. And I'm starting to think that people we know may be using them. This video's for entertainment purposes only. I'm just wondering who that person is, but people are saying that that's somebody named Alexis Stone, something like that. I don't know who that is, to be honest with you. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think about this. I'm out.
We just got to watch this all together because this is probably one of the most compelling and important theories that's come out so far. And I got to say, I was pretty dismissive of the exploding microphone theory pretty early on. And I think that came out of ignorance to the concept of shaped charges and to the intricate dynamics of how more than one version of an explosion could be happening here. And thank goodness for people like John Aaron Bray that stayed on it and really dug it open and are here now to explain it in great detail in a way that makes it make a lot more sense. And I know a lot of you guys have been saying it was the mic since day one. And for me, what really gets me thinking on this train of thought is the shirt. The shirt. We've had enough time now to explore enough theories, to talk about the bullets enough times that the shirt needs to make sense. And ultimately, I don't think anyone, especially when Bray talks about the speed at which the shirt lifts up and the frames in which the shirt lifts up, and when you actually analyze how much time it took for the shirt to lift up, you have to have an explanation for that. And honestly, I don't know as a rifle round explains it. I
had an orange taxi and I used to drive it all the time. I would pick these guys up so the government wouldn't have them fucking killed, or they'd see them get picked up in all these Suburbans. Like, you talk to the Americans, dead, goner, right? So because I could go out alone, right? And I had already done it. They just started sending me more and more. And I'd be like, go pick this guy up. And I'd schedule a meet at like a mosque generally. And I just see where he was at the mosque. I'd pull up right to him. I'd be like, yo, get the in. And I had a guy once tell me in English, like, he's like, is that you? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, you look like you're from Ramadi. I'm like, I'm in a blue Under Armour shirt and a baseball hat. Get the in before someone kills us. Like, let's go. You know, the taxi paints a picture of who's driving it before you even see him. The only reason I went out alone a lot is because it's fucking rules. Like, the government rules is no one can go out alone. Our rules is there is guys who can go out alone. And in the interest of getting the job done, if this calls for someone being alone, let's send someone right now.
So the solo missions were not permitted, or like it was
not to regular army, not to special forces guys, not to the government and security guys. Like,
is that what separates you guys from?
Yeah, a lot of times. There's a lot of stuff that separates us, but that's one of them.
Does Amber know anything about the ritual stuff? And did they ever dress up in a costume, or did they? Tell me.
Sometimes they dress up in like capes, like things, and they'd pray to the devil, and they'd kill children.
Now, did you ever see anything bad like that?
Yes.
Obviously. There's a part of that clip that I had to cut out because I do not want you guys to feel the way that I've just felt after hearing something. The only person who can defeat the enemy is God. These people go out of their way to forsake and enrage God. But if that doesn't tell you that he does exist, then I don't know what will. And it's him you need to turn to, because the enemy is not going anywhere until he returns.
I truly believe this. You know, sometimes we have to give ourselves a little bit of grace. We've had all of this dropped on our shoulders and trying to process all of this and read all this. But I don't think people are ready. I know I'm not. It's like I said, sometimes we have to give ourselves a little bit of grace and step back from this. Because, like a friend once told me, we have our own families, we have our own life, and as bad as it is, we still have to continue. We have to wake up, we have to go to work, we have to take care of our families, we got to pay our bills, we got to get up every day and act like everything is okay. So we all want justice. We all also got to find a way to survive and live in this world, in this country. And we got to have faith that something will be done and people will be held accountable. But don't forget to take a break from it. Don't forget to step back. It's okay to breathe. It's okay to smile with your wife or your family, because it's a lot of weight and it's about to get a lot worse.
So the hot topic of conversation amongst the LA Pilates mommies the last couple mornings has been bum cancer, rectal cancer. Apparently the claim is that the formaldehyde in regular toilet paper causes rectal cancer. So they were all recommending switching to other alternatives, other types of paper. They had brand names. I can neither confirm nor deny the validity of these statements. In fact, I would love to know if there's potentially any truth to it. It sounds a little kooky to me, but don't tell them that.
There's a group of people on this planet, they got 3 fingers, and they look exactly like the people from Close Encounters. And I sent the photos of the mummies that they found in Peru. They look exactly the same thing. That right there, that petroglyph from the Grand Canyon. I sent photos of the mummies of these exact creatures with the 3 fingers, 3 toes. I sent the whole video of the skeleton being x-rayed. 50 different universities have confirmed it is real. DNA testing has confirmed it is real. These people right here had something to do with us being here.
If you're having a good time, be sure to tell all your friends.
Hey, good band lady, can we pull over? I need to make pee-pee.
I'll just go in my mouth.
It gets worse.
Can I ask you a really crazy question?
Yeah, shoot.
Do you ever have weird thoughts about,
I don't find this funny at all, and I'm genuinely asking, who was this for? This wasn't underground comedy. It was on mainstream TV.
Here are some...
Like, what amount of money or fame would make you read those lines to be, I don't know if that was a commercial or a little like short film or something, and say those things knowing like the world is going to see you say this, your family is going to see you, like, I guess that's just selling your soul, right? I guess that's what it's about, y'all. Like, but I couldn't imagine like what amount of money would make somebody say something like that. In the word, it's just comedy. It's just comedy. I'm just a comedian, right? That's what they always say. I'm just a comedian.
Were found in the Epstein files. Lifetouch, the brand that takes 90% of our school pictures and also facilitates JCPenney photos. Yeah, they basically been giving our pictures up so it could be a catalog for these predators to look through so they could see what kids they want. 2, Chuck E. Cheese, the CEO, and now they're going to have a new one starting on February 13th because he decided to step down after getting caught. Wayfair was mentioned just short of 400 times in the files. So yes, y'all were completely right, and it was not a conspiracy theory when everyone was saying that Walmart and Wayfair are listing shoes and furniture at $100,000 price tags with the names of real children that were missing. It was not a conspiracy. They were really doing that. Victoria's Secret, Bath & Body Works, White Barn, and Pink. They're all owned by Les Wexner, and he is in the Epstein files. It's everyone.
There's reports even today of craft coming out of the lake and also people constantly disappearing around the lake, which would make sense. It's a huge lake. It's so big that they're actually able to test submarines within it. And this one submarine on their sonar picked up these 6 objects that were coming towards them at like 400 miles an hour. And they're like, go up, go up. And so the submarine breached, came up to the surface, and these things just popped up out of the water and just shot off in the distance. So there's a lot of weird stuff happening with this lake.
Gotta go to Russia.
Okay, hold on a second. Are we on the same wavelength that the modern education system, it's
Man,
not
this
that
dude's just in
it's
the woods,
failing
in the
us,
snow.
it's behind the times. It was designed to make you an efficient factory worker or obedient worker. And that actually, think about it for a second, the same buses that transfer inmates from prison to prison, the same buses are taking kids to school. Now you may be thinking, big deal, cars drive people around all the time. Listen, what do you get in school for the cafeteria? This isn't Japan. In Japan, they get fresh meals, homemade broths, healthy fish, all kinds of stuff. Our school systems, we get complete slop. Like, I don't know about you, but I grew up and
Prison
at school,
food.
it was frozen pizza and French fries in seed oils and GMO wheat. And that's kind of, I don't even think, I mean, what do they get in prisons? It's slop, man. Toxic freaking slop. Furthermore, you gotta raise your hand to go to the bathroom. You know what it is, eh? It's that when you're in school, the teacher is the authority. And you get used, this isn't against teachers. The teachers are some of the most loveliest souls. Think of that one guy who went viral, the excellent principal. But the problem is that it's conditioning children to be like, there's an authority above me. There's an authority who is human, who I have to take orders from and I have to adhere to. Whereas really there's only one authority in this realm, and it's who we were created from. But this makes it like a person who we have to be obedient to. And then you grow up after being obedient to teachers and professors, and you're obedient to the politicians, the television, your favorite celebrities you love so much. It's a big plan, you know that. And it has nothing to do with making you smart, intelligent, capable, creative, thinking. It's literally to make you an obedient worker. The education system is, it's not that it's behind the times. It's designed that way. And I honestly think that it's crazy because ever since the 2019, 2020 situation went down, Schmovid-Schmeinteen, there has been a surge in homeschooling. And the crazy, shocking, strange part is that there's some countries where it is completely outlawed that you are not allowed to homeschool your children. Namely, I think Germany was on the list. Spain, I think it's a pain in the ass to try to homeschool. Like, there's countries that you're not allowed. Italy, I think you can't homeschool in Italy. Someone comment if you're from Italy. What's the homeschool laws in your country? Because I would 100% leave a country that says, no, you have to send your kids here. That's like, whoa, do we even have control over our own freaking blood? So, absolutely shocking. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below if you think this system is working just great, and follow for more.
Every minute I spent with him, I regret and I apologize that I did that. It's factually true that I was only at dinners. I never went to the island. I never met any women. And so, the more that comes out, the more clear it'll be that although the time was a mistake, it had nothing to do with that kind of behavior. He knew a lot of very rich people, and he was saying he could get them to give money to global health. In retrospect, that was a dead end.
I was never on the island. I never met these females. I never did none of this. It was just trying to get money for, they always leave the Diddy party before 12 o'clock. They're always just in the parking lot. I don't go up to the party. I just chill in the parking lot. All right, it's always that, y'all. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It went by quick today, y'all. You made it this far. Make sure you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe. It's Friday. Hope everyone out there has a good day. It's going to be a rainy day here. So I'm probably just going to relax inside today and not do too much. Maybe get in the garage and lift a little weights or something, y'all. I might do that right now. Get this video edited out to you guys. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day. I'll be doing an upload. Got not really no plans tomorrow. I'll let you guys know what I'm up to tomorrow. But I'm going to get out of here, y'all. Hope everyone out there has a good Friday evening. This is Segovia signing out of the Man Cave. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.